The Galaxy S23 Plus turned out to be one of the best Samsung phones I've used in recent years, and it convinced me that Samsung still has it. The surgically implanted enhancements and improvements that have made the Galaxy S23 Plus the poster child Android phone in early 2023, with a size and form factor that could very well be the golden mean for most people, as well as respectable performance, excellent battery life, and meaningful camera improvements, have pleasantly surprised Samsung. The Galaxy S23 Plus is an excellent successor to last year's middle-of-the-road Galaxy S22 Plus flagship, with an unchanged starting price of $999 that gets you 256 GB of onboard storage. And, given that you may never pay the full price of the Galaxy S23 Plus, thanks to the numerous Galaxy S23 deals, promotions, and trade-in deals that retailers and carriers alike offer on a regular basis, this new Samsung phone could be an excellent deal for just about any Android user on the verge of upgrading. The Galaxy S23 Plus has received a slew of design updates. The Galaxy S22 Plus's contour-cut camera island, which seamlessly blended with the phone's side frame and housed all three cameras, is gone. With the Galaxy S23 Plus, each camera gets its own dedicated camera lens cutout, which gently sticks out of the back and makes for a very neat and tidy exterior design. It's straightforward and uncomplicated, but in a good way. The Galaxy S23 Plus is fully flat at the front and back, with Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus 2 for the first time on a phone, and it also has a slightly convex armor aluminum side frame that curves outwards. This definitely makes the phone more comfortable to hold in your palm, as it doesn't carve in your hand as much as a modern iPhone with its right-angled design would. As a result, using the Galaxy S23 Plus as a daily driver gave me the impression that I was using a much smaller device. With a 6.6-inch display on the front, it is not a small phone, but it is as compact as possible given the form factor. Apart from that, the Galaxy S23 Plus is a fairly well-rounded standard phone, with IP68 water and dust resistance, stereo speakers, an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner baked into the display, and no microSD card slot or 3.5mm audio jack. Overall, the new Galaxy S23 Plus is an unmistakably Galaxy device that sticks to what appears to work for Samsung. Samsung has created a few mainstays in the Galaxy S23 Plus color palette: Phantom Black, Cream, Green, and Lavender. In person, the colors appear muted and classy, though I can see why some people might find them too muted, lifeless, and lacking in vibrancy. Knowing Samsung, we could see a slew of new colors, either as exclusives on Samsung.com or as standard paint jobs available everywhere. The front of the Galaxy S23 Plus features a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus dynamic AMOLED display, which is just as stunning as Samsung's flagship AMOLED screens are. The Galaxy S23 Plus definitely covers all the bases when it comes to a flagship-grade smartphone display in early 2023, with its superb contrast, excellent color vibrancy that makes all content just pop, and a decent sharpness of 393 ppi by the FHD Plus display with 2340 by 1080 pixels. The brightness amplitude is one feature of the display that I adore. The phone's minimum brightness of 0.8 nits means it can be used in complete darkness without hurting your eyes, which I welcome with open arms. At the same time, the maximum brightness is significantly higher than before, measuring around 1100 nits in our tests, making it one of the brightest phones available. In certain lighting conditions, the screen can even reach 1750 nits for a brief period of time. As with previous Galaxy devices, you can choose between two color profiles: Natural, which provides sRGB-grade color accuracy, and Vivid, which should appeal to those who want to experience content in the best way possible. The viewing angles are excellent, but the overall color accuracy leaves something to be desired. In our tests, the default color temperature of 6783 Kelvin is a little colder than we're used to with previous Samsung displays, and the Delta E grayscale color shift is mostly average, so colors may not be as accurate as other phones, such as last year's Galaxy S22 Plus. Overall, I doubt anyone will have a major beef with the Galaxy S23 Plus's display. While the Galaxy S23 Ultra features an exciting 200-megapixel main camera and a slew of new features, the changes to the Galaxy S23 Plus camera are few and far between. The Galaxy S23 Plus features a 50-megapixel main wide-angle camera with an f1.8 aperture, 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, and a 10-megapixel 3x optical telephoto lens with an f2.4 aperture and the ability to push the maximum zoom up to 30x. There are many more changes on the front, where Samsung has included a new 12-megapixel selfie camera with dual phase detection autofocus that should keep all of your selfies tack sharp even in low-light situations, and eventually capable of shooting Super HDR videos as well as 4K at 60 frames per second video clips to share on social media. Portraits in low light have also greatly improved. The new Galaxy S23 Plus can shoot 8K video at up to 30 frames per second, an improvement over last year's 8K at 24 FPS video recording, making 8K videos usable and flexible for post-processing. The color rendition on the Galaxy S23 Plus is more natural, lacking the reddish hues and more dramatic contrast-y look of videos taken with the Galaxy S22 Plus. Finally, after years of clamoring, Samsung fans all over the world will be spared the latest iteration of an Exynos chipset. Starting with the Galaxy S23 series, Samsung will solely rely on Qualcomm's top-of-the-line Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset in all regions around the world, a significant shift that would finally allow non-US Galaxy fans to enjoy the performance and energy efficiency of a Snapdragon chip. For several years, Samsung's Exynos chips have lagged behind Qualcomm's offerings, delivering less efficiency, lower performance, and shorter battery life. Performance and efficiency are what you get with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy, which is the exact name of the silicon intended for all of Samsung's latest flagship wares. In use, the phone performs admirably and is an excellent companion to the Galaxy S23 Plus. It's a joy to use regular everyday activities, and the phone handles just about anything you throw at it with gusto. It will be interesting to see how the phone performs in a few months, but so far, I'm moderately impressed. Surprisingly, the new Snapdragon chip inside the Galaxy S23 Plus easily outperforms its predecessor in our synthetic performance benchmarks. The Galaxy S23 Plus main competitors are either matched or left in the dust, and even the mighty iPhone 14 Pro with the Apple A16 Bionic has to concede to Qualcomm's latest creation in 3D tasking tests. It's a great day to be a Samsung fan. The Galaxy S23 Plus features Samsung's One UI 5.1 interface on top of Android 13. We called the latter the perfect software update in our One UI 5 review because it improved the overall functionality and performance of Samsung's One UI by seamlessly combining customization features with palpably improved performance and overall system smoothness. For all intents and purposes, One UI 5.1 is a minor software update that adds minor interface touch-ups and polishes. Given Samsung's recent commitment to long software support, the Galaxy S23 Plus will receive major software updates and security patches until 2027, effectively future-proofing the phone. All of the usual One UI software goodies are present, along with some new features to spice up the Android experience. The Gallery app of One UI has emulated the iOS 16-like subject isolation feature, which allows you to touch and instantly copy a person or object as a separate image or even a sticker to send around. You can also experiment with another iOS-inspired feature, a lock screen customization functionality that draws heavily from Apple's operating system, with different clock face fonts and typeface colors. At the end of the day, it's a fun new addition to One UI to experiment with. The Galaxy S23 Plus includes a standard photo-based face unlock as well as an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner beneath the display for biometric authentication. I'm happy to report that the fingerprint scanner is quick and accurate, and it unlocks the phone quickly and with few errors. Meanwhile, Face Unlock is also extremely fast, but it is not as secure as a fingerprint scanner or even Apple's Face ID. There will be a respectable 4,700 mAh battery inside the Galaxy S23 Plus, which is a 5% increase over the 4,500 mAh battery found inside the Galaxy S22 Plus and just a tad smaller than the 5,000 mAh juicer found inside the much larger and more advanced Galaxy S23 Ultra. With the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, the Galaxy S23 Plus is on track to be far more efficient than its predecessor and, as a result, have significantly longer battery life. While we were generally pleased with the battery life of the Galaxy S22 Plus last year, there was definitely room for improvement, and the Galaxy S23 Plus is the ideal candidate to provide a significant boost in endurance. There aren't many changes in charging speeds, the Galaxy S23 Plus still supports fast 45-watt wired charging and fast wireless charging 2.0. That's not bad, but it's a long way from the fastest charging Android phones available. Still, the 45-watt charger takes only 1 hour to fully charge the Galaxy S23 Plus, and you get 74% after only 30 minutes. Furthermore, the Galaxy S23 Plus appears to include fast wireless charging 2.0, which, despite supporting up to 15 watt, is limited to only 10 watt on the Galaxy S23 series, a significant downgrade. Despite my pessimistic expectations that the Galaxy S23 Plus would be a minor upgrade over the Galaxy S22 Plus, I can honestly say that it is a significant improvement in many important key areas. While there aren't any exciting new features that gives the wow effect at first glance, using the Galaxy S23 Plus reveals that Samsung has certainly perfected the phone's formula. When it comes to performance and battery life, two areas where Samsung flagships have lagged, the Galaxy S23 Plus returns to the drawing board in the hopes of providing users with a completely new Galaxy experience. That was especially true for me, as I was mostly used to the Exynos versions of Samsung's flagships, and I'm pleasantly surprised by Samsung's commitment to significantly improving the Galaxy flagship lineup.